Hey folks, Liv here once again. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. I had a good one yesterday, a good Thanksgiving yesterday. Yeah, it was fine. Got to eat some good food, some good mac and cheese. Not really eating turkey, but I ate some good ham and some good food there. But yeah, it was a good time. It was a hard Thanksgiving this year though, because losing my grandma earlier this October. So it was the first Thanksgiving I've had to be without her. So it was definitely difficult this year, and I know Christmas will be too. But anyway, guys, hope you have a good Thanksgiving. Welcome back to another review. I know I've been wanting to do Christmas reviews, guys, but I do have two Christmas reviews coming up, but we're not in December yet. We still got today and tomorrow left in November. So I wanted to get some, my superhero marathons. I know I just finished talking about the Justice League cartoon, and we're on the 2000 superhero reviews. That means, yeah. And again, my channel is Leva McNally 983. So membership is the one with the mask profile picture. Do not subscribe to the Batman one. Thank you for the 113 subs, guys. Keep on subbing to this channel. Remember, if you do share my channel, share this one. Not the Batman profile picture, but the mask profile picture is my new channel here. But I do share my other videos and reviews, and I'll do that as well with the superhero reviews and any other reviews I'll share in the future. But anyway, like I said, I've been doing the 2000s ever superhero reviews. We've only got two more years left. Got 2008, 2009. I have about 8 movies of 2008. Now I did review Batman, Gotham Knight, and The Dark Knight, and I will put those on the superhero reviews playlist on this channel. Yeah, I'll put those reviews on this channel if you want to watch those in good time. But as of now, starting in 2008, this was the first superhero movie, I guess, of 2008. When I looked it up, it came out in February. Really good movie, surprised me. Really, I thought this movie was great. It's a DC animated movie. Uh, it is based on the limited series from DC: The New Frontier that is big. And again, I'm on 2008 reviews, so we have 8 movies to go. We'll get them done, like I always do. And that is Justice League: The New Frontier, which I really enjoy this. I love this movie. This was great. I would definitely say this is a classic. About 16 years this movie was made ago. Yeah, 16 years, really good. The story was really good. I really enjoyed the film. It was just a good story. It didn't have good action, but it was a good story. Very entertaining. You know, like I like the time period of war and stuff, and it has a good story in it, and I like the characters. It's a very heroic story. You know, and I thought it was good. And now at the time, DC. This is before you had the DCU. I would say Marvel at the time. You had Iron Man that came out this year. Marvel was doing good in their live action movies. I mean, in their live action films, the MCU. This was the year that the MCU started. But Iron Man would not come out until May. And DC at the time, yeah, you had some flops like Catwoman, Batman, Robin, DC, but they did have, you only had DC, you had The Dark Knight that came out this year. Yeah. Which I'm mixed on. I love Heath Ledger in the movie, but I'm not gonna talk about The Dark Knight. That's not about The Dark Knight. And I did rant on The Dark Knight Rises, which I hated, but at the time, I would say more DC. They were doing great with their animated films, not in live action so much, in my opinion. But I do think DC they were doing much better with their animated films at this time. Honestly, they made I think I mean don't get me wrong. There's a lot of DC live action movies I love. Don't get me wrong. If you go back and watch some of my reviews on the superhero reviews playlist, but this was the time I think where DC is doing well in their animated movies and Marvel was doing well in live action. This was kind of the beginning of that, and. But Justice League New Frontier, I thought this was good. Let me get more into the review. Yeah, this film was written by Stan Persiskin with Darren Cook providing additional material. The story is based from, like I said, DC The New Frontier. This is a six-issue comic book limited series written and drawn by Darren Cook, published by DC Comics in 2004. This is a two-disc special edition as well. Special features, you got documentary Superheroes United, complete Justice League history, exclusive sneak peek at DC's Universe's Batman Gotham Knight, audio commentary, Batman Gotham Knight, which will come out in July. Featuring the talented filmmakers of New Frontier. This is when, yeah. Well, anyway, just some bit of special features here for the movie, and it is a disc two, disc one, and that disc two is there, and some pictures of the DC character of the hero there. Yes. and a bit of the comic. I'm not getting all that, but yeah, to the special edition of this movie. The series was collected into two paperback volumes, 2001 and 2005, an Absolute Edition 2006, Deluxe Edition 2015. The story was adapted to an animated film, Just Leaving the Frontier, which was released on February 26, 2008. It tells the story of the movie, but I'm not going to get into that. I'll talk about the movie. Same thing as the comic. The series was influenced by both DC Comics' long history, series like Kingdom Come, The Golden Age, Watchmen, and The Dark Knight Returns. It's set primarily in the 1950s and Golden Age superheroes like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, meeting Silver Age characters like The Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter. The story bridges the gap between the end of the Golden Age and the beginning of the Silver Age in the DC universe. Yeah, but if you want to read more about it, either buy the comic or just read it on Wikipedia or whatever. For production, though, uh, well, not much of the production, but this is also it received a PG-13 rating for violent content. Imagine, yes, there is blood in here. This film is PG-13. It does have violent content in it. There is blood. People can get killed and die. It does get pretty bloody. It's not like rated R bloody, but um, I definitely recommend watching it for your kids because it can be a strong PG-13 because DC can be dark. So this isn't like a Disney movie where they're singing a song or whatever, happy happy all the time. No, there's war going on in here. People die. But this is the second film of the DC original animated movies. I guess this happened because I guess right after the success of Batman the Animated Superman and Justice League the Animated Batman Beyond, amongst other DC projects, shows up going, they probably decided to make a movie to make these movies. And the first one was Superman Doomsday, which I did review. It is on my playlist if you want to check that out. But now we're on the second DC original animated movie. That is this movie. The film has broadcast premiere on October 18th on the Cartoon Network. It was broadcast again on December 20th, 2020 on Cartoon Network's nighttime Adult Swim for the upcoming release of Wonder Woman 1984. The soundtrack is released by La La Land. You have 21 tracks. Good soundtrack as well. It's available on digital and 2 edition DVD, which I do have, and on Blu-ray as well. Yeah, it got good reviews from critics. Even nominated for some awards, even though it didn't win. Whatever. I don't really care what the Academy say anyway. But for the voice cast, you have Jeremy Sisto as Bruce Wayne, Batman. Uh, he was in movies like Suicide Kings. He played Jesus in the 1990 film called Jesus. In a movie called Waitress, Law and Order, he was in that. David Brosno as Al Jordan, Green Lantern. You've seen that guy somewhere in a movie before. I just can't think about it. Oh, he was in The Crow Wicked Prayer. Oh, that guy, yeah. Terrible in that film, but he's a lot better as Al Jordan Green Lantern here. Trust me, a lot better. The Crow Wicked Prayer, that is terrible. That's a better movie than that. Yeah, this is a lot better than The Crow Wicked Prayer. A lot better. And Miguel Ferrer as John Jones, Martian Manhunter. Miguel Ferrer now, probably remember him as Bob Morton and RoboCop. Yeah. And he played Owen Granger on NCIS Los Angeles. He was in a Disney movie called Disney Blank Check. Yeah, he was also in Iron Man 3. Played the vice president in that. And he voiced Vandal Savage in Young Justice. Yeah, it's sad that he passed away, but I always remember him as Bob Morton. Mm. There's a new guy in town, and his name's RoboCop. I just can't remember one of those lines in the movie. Neil Patrick Harris, Barry Allen, The Flash. Uh, I think he did that TV shit series. But he was in Doogie Howser, How I Met Your Mother movies. I think he was in no series that was Jim Carrey. He did the Netflix series which I wasn't into. But he was in the Smurfs. He was in the Harold and Kumar movies. Yeah. John Hurt as Ace Morgan. John. Okay. Oh, the John Hurt. That John Hurt who's the Peter McAllister, the dad from Home Alone 1 and 2. I think he was also in the first Sharknado movie. He was also in The Sopranos as well. A couple episodes of that, I guess. He was also in Big with Tom Hanks. Really missed it, after that passed away as well. Lucy Lawless as Diana Prince of Wonder Woman. She's best known for her roles as Xena on the television series Xena Warrior Princess. Kyle MacLachlan, Kyle MacLachlan as Kal-El Clark Kent Superman. This is not the cast from the Justice League TV series, by the way, but some of them would actually come back and do voices, especially like Kevin Conroy, or I think George Newbern, I believe, and I forget the actress' voice. One of her name is Susan or something like that. Oh, okay. I remember this guy in the Flintstones, the 1994 film. He played Cliff Vandercave in the Flintstones. I remember him in that. Lex Lang as Rick Flag, Arthur Curry's Aquaman. Sorry if I can't say the name right. Then you have Phil Morris as King Frederick. Can't say the name right. Phil Morris. I know he was in Smallville as Martian Manhunter. Played John Jones in that. He voiced Sweet in the Disney movie Atlantis: The Lost Emperor. Good actor in my opinion. He was in Star Trek 3: Search for Spock. Sorry. If I could look up video games. Let's see. 28. Okay, yeah, he was Dr. Morgan Michaels in Spider-Man 2018 game. I remember that, him in that. Yeah. They added his likeness in that character. He was also in an episode of NCIS Los Angeles. Kara Sigridge as Lois Lane. I think she's married to Kevin Bacon. The only movie I can think about right now is she was in Secondhand Lions with Haley Joel Osment and Robert Duvall and Michael Caine. Brooke Shields as Carol Ferris. I've heard of the actress before. Yeah. She was like in the lower and I guess a good amount of movies. Joe Astley as Bugs Bunny in a cameo. Jeff Bennett as Sportcaster. Corey Burton. I think he voiced Hugo Strange in Batman Arkham City. He did some voice work. Hmm. Townsend Coleman as Dr. Mace. Keith David as Center. Keith David, he also voiced the character in Justice League animated show. Uh, it was in the Hearts and Mind episodes where he was Despero. And of course, he was like in movies like Armageddon, Road. I guess he had a small part in Roadhouse as a bartender. He was in. He had a fight with Roddy Piper and They Live. He was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. A great actor, in my opinion. Well, he also voiced Doctor the Shadow Man, Doctor Facissler. I can't say the name of the character right in Princess and the Frog. Robertson Acton Downs as the Guardian. Shane Hufflet as Dick Grayson, Robin. David Hunt as Harry. Vicki Lewis as Iris West. Vicki Lewis. I think I just remember her in Godzilla 1998. Which I like that movie. Sue me. Joe Mantegna as Croner. Vanessa Marshall as Amazon Woman. Jim Miskin as Slim Bradley. James Earl Taylor as Captain Cold. Uh, they used archive sound for late John F. Kennedy. Yeah. James Earl Taylor, he was Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars animated series, such as Star Wars The Clone Wars. So, but, good voice cast. It's directed by Dave Bullock. It's written by Stan Bullock and David Cook. It's based on DC The New Frontier by Darwin Cook. It's edited by Ellen Orson. The music is by Kevin Malhunt. It's distributed by Warner Home Videos. Production companies are Warner Premiere DC Comics, Warner Brother Animation Studios. Released February 26, 2008. It's 1 hour and 15 minutes long. It's only 75 minutes. So it's a very short movie. Though what the story is about is that Sorry, I just ate a while ago, so bear with me. But anyway, just leading the frontiers that, and I guess you are saying the golden age of the 50s and early 60s. It takes place at the end of the Korean War. An all-powerful evil entity vows to destroy mankind, called the Center. And basically, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, they did have kind of like team up together, but they've been disbanded by the government because they don't trust heroes. You get new characters in here, like you get Al Jordan, who becomes Green Lantern. You get Barry Allen, the Flash, Martian Manhunter, and basically, the Center is planning to destroy mankind. So, with life itself hanging in the balance, a group of superheroes, including Superman, Batman, the Flash, and Wonder Woman, they all unite. The Center, who wants to, has all these monsters that dinosaur-looking monsters that come out of it, destroy the Earth. So, they become the Justice League, and what they have to do is team up and basically team up like with the army, with the military, and they have to fight this monster, and they have to defend America. And I guess you say fight for true justice in the American way, as Superman does, and they have to save the world and team up together against this threat. So that's the story in a nutshell for you. Yeah. I'll talk about the movie itself, then give my final opinion on the film, like I always do in my reviews. Uh, the film is set from 1953 to 1960. Begins with this entity, basically the center saying, like all things on the hurtling spree, I emerged from the molten center of creation. But mine has been a unique path, isolated. I developed herbaceous beyond those lesser things. Then this atmosphere was struck by a vast sepal stain. Black chunks of death filled the skies, and the world became a chaotic garden of doom. Soon the surfer began to the, sur- the surfery began to new kinds of life, and these were one that stood above the rest. Its facial shell believed vicious nature, and what seemed like a heartbeat, those things privileged in both number and destructive means. Now they have harnessed the most destructive force, and I, the center, have concluded that the spirit must be cleansed of them. The explanation shown under written is under the title Last Story, and then the film has the opening titles and all that stuff. Some good opening titles, and then the film goes to the end of the Korean War. You have Air Force pilot Al Jordan just flying the plot, along with his wingman, and they get attacked. His wingman is named Kyle Ace Morgan. They get attacked by enemy pilots, and Al lands safely, though his plane blows up. He, gets out of there, uh, basically skydives out of his plane, because he got a parachute, and he faces a Korean soldier who tries to kill him. He knocks him out at first, and he tries to like stab Jordan. Jordan pulls out his gun. He's like, this over, explodes us. And he has no choice but pow, and he shoots him. And once he's got blood on him, kills him in self defense. He But the drama of the events though leads out to a mental war within the hospital for 2 years. So he doesn't have to fight anymore. That he might just be a coward. What he did, felt guilt over that for 2 years. But elsewhere though, you have the Gotham Observatory. You see John Jones, Martian Manhunter, voiced by the late Miguel Ferrer. Yeah. Before he becomes his appearance, he just looks like a Martian that you see. He scares this this scientist named Doctor Sol Elder. Well, anyway, the Chicago John's appearance scares him when he passes out and he dies. So John, pretends to be him, gets like an apartment and stuff. He has for 2 years. I do like the scene where he's watching TV. He's watching TV. And he's trying to figure out maybe who he could become. He even he's a shapeshifter. He shapeshifts into Bugs Bunny while watching TV for a little bit. But then he turns himself into a detective. Then the following year after that, you have Superman meets Wonder Woman in Vietnam. She rescued these women from these rebels, but she allows these women to kill them, murder them cold viciously. And Superman's like, we don't do this. We don't teach this. what better are we if we, murder them, savage stuff like that? Superman's like, well, you're not, one of them's like, you're not the right to judge, Cal. So spaceman, why don't you go? And Superman just leaves. He reminds Anna that the government is distrustful at the best of the heroes. Batman's become, you know, a fugitive vigilante, you know, and he says that we shouldn't allow this fear. We're not gods, basically. We shouldn't be putting fear into them. But Diana doesn't want to listen. Then Superman goes, confines in Lois Lane. They talk on the Daily Planet. But then you get Las Vegas, you have reporters like Iris West talking to a movie star and stuff, like Buddy Blake. And Al Jordan and his friend are their ace. She calls Barry Allen, who is the Flash. She calls him, and then all of a sudden you have Captain Cold who shows up, uh, basically freezes Buddy Blake, and he falls, into his and dies. And he sees her on the phone. He's like, "You lady on the phone." He frees her hand, and Barry gets her in trouble. So which I thought was a cool moment, gets the ring and gets his flash suit on and runs over there to Las Vegas real fast from Central City. Uh, Flash shows up and he, was able to get her hands out of the ice by just being really fast. And he's about to go punch Captain Cold's like, "Wait." He's like, Flash's like, "What?" I got like 20 something bombs. He tells him that he's hit these hidden six bombs around the city, so Flash's like, "Okay, fight it off." Flash grabs all the bombs real fast, puts them on an air balloon, and before he escapes, though, Flash has to run to the helicopter, run really fast and knocks him out. And Captain Cold gets possessed by the Dono entity, who asks Flash, "Why is he faster than the other lesser beings?" Before leaving the road. Why are you faster? He's like, what? And then before he can do anything, Cole can do anything, he tries to freeze Flash, but he freezes the water the fountain's in and freezes him instead, and therefore Flash stops him. Uh, I was like, wow, who's that? The Flash? Wow, it's cool to see him die from Central City. But they go to the desert. I wasn't clear about it, but they go to the Ferris yeah, Ferris aircraft, where he can get a job there being a pilot and working for them. He meets Carol Ferris, who interviews him, and there's a romantic chemistry between them there. Uh, John Jones, you know, well, they test out a little bit, one of the commanders or whatever, lieutenants, whatever you want to call them, doesn't like Al at all. Seems to have just like, again, forgive me for forgetting this is my second time watching this movie, but he doesn't like Al at all. You know, doesn't trust him because Al jokes around too much. John Jones ends up joining GCPD, becomes a cop after watching TV, joins the Gotham City Police Department. In just 2 years, he becomes a detective. He investigates the kidnapping of this child. He meets Batman for the first time. This Cole is trying to kill this kid, and Batman's fighting them. John Jones tries to help out, but he sees fire and he like gets scared of it because it's like his one weakness. And Joe's partner puts it out. Batman knocks them all out. Even saves John Jones from getting killed. Tries to save the kid. The kid sees him like, no, no, scare me. And John Jones is like, if you not scare him enough, you know. And later on, Batman talks to him and tells him he knows who he is. And he's like, well, if you try anything, I got plenty of matches for you. You try anything. And then the entity speaks to the cult, identifies themselves as the censor, and warning of the judgment of he's going to destroy them. Oh, it's Colonel Rick Flag. Sorry. But Carol understands his ability. Well, he's the pilot. He has to make his own decisions sometimes. She reveals that the government has commissioned various aircraft to build a spacecraft capable of traveling to Mars. Federal agent King Fernay King to oversee the project, and they find out about John Jones' arrival, but they don't know where John Jones is. But John Jones has seen the way the world is and is getting tired of it, of that there's just too much hate here, too much arrogance, so he wants to probably go back to Mars. He wants to go back to Mars. Oh, I did mention that Batman and John Jones they talk earlier. Batman does begin to trust him since he can't read Batman's mind because Batman is really smart. Meanwhile, you get back to Flash again. He defeats Gorilla Grodd. We're just kind of meeting these characters while this war happens. But with the heroes that you have left, like Flash, fighting, and John Jones arriving on Earth. You fight Gorilla Grodd, but it's a robot chartered by government agents. They try to shoot him down, but Flash is able to. They're gonna shoot him with his dart to knock him out, but Flash is able to face it because he can do that. Gets away. Flash goes on TV. It says because of all this crap going on, my it can hurt my family's level, so I'm gonna flip him the Flash. I'm done. Goes to TV. Considers retirement from crime fighting. John Jones interrogates this man named Harry Leiter, a former Ferris employee. I ran him for murder while under the influence of the center. During the question, though, Harry lets word slip out about the launch to Mars. Leiter's rumors are confirmed when King arrives to take him to custody. John Jones briefly glimpses into his mind and realizes what he's going to do. And John Jones tries to go on the rocket to go home, but King catches him. First, he punches John, but John gives him a real harder punch back. But he does go to Batman's headquarters first. He gives him Batman the research to investigate the center. But John Jones does save King from getting burned by the rocket because the rocket has fire comes out of it, so he saves him. Al, Al wants to attempt a landing. They go into space, but Rick Flag reveals that the rocket is loaded with weapons of mass destruction. It's just he won't risk it. They struggle a bit. Al knocks him out. Then King's telling him that we had to do it because, and Carol's pissed. She slaps King in the face, saying, I didn't know that we were going to do this. It blows up. The cockpit blows up. Al gets almost executed in space, but before he is able to knock out Flag before he pushes the button, the self-destruct button. It gets blown up. Flag dies. Al's in space. But Superman comes to his aid. Superman saves him in space. He sees Carol again. He gives her a hug. Then John Jones is held prisoner by Fairway by King. But Superman blasts him for doing it. For treating Jones like, I'm an alien. You treat me the right way. He was like, well, you don't look like that. But then you get on Paradise Island. Wonder Woman is training an Amazon, another Amazon. So Diana quickly puts up a good fight. The two of them are then upset. Then set their eyes on the approaching of the center. Diana gives back the sword. They prepare to fight. Al Jordan, after the accident, goes up to the plane. The ring, the Green Lantern ring, finds him. It takes him to Aventura. He says he's the Green Lantern of the Sector 2814. He says, you are not a coward, Al Jordan. The ring chose you for a reason. he tells Jordan of the Center, which he describes as a monstrous creature that fears humans and seeks their destruction. Uh, Superman reviews in the Batcave. Talks to Robin. Meet Robin's like, "Wow, you're real." He's like, "Yep." And Batman's like, "Don't you have some homework to go finish, Robin?" And he goes finish his homework. Yeah, Batman trying to change his suit a little bit because he doesn't want to be children, just criminals. They discuss in there that Hero Lois reporting on their attack. Superman defeats the creature. It's like a kind of like a pterodactyl dinosaur, and but Superman defeats it. Wonder Woman's invisible jet makes a crash landing, and like I said, this one does have some blood in it, some violent stuff. She's like bleeding. She tells him that the Sender's gonna come here and attack her. She warns Superman about it. Touches his face, and Superman has her blood on his face. On his face. King eventually befriends John though. Plays chess with him. He's like, I don't need to read your mind to do it, and he changes this way to a friendlier approach so he doesn't scare people. He's like, how's this? Well, except you need some pants though, which I thought was funny. And they become somewhat friends, knowing that John is not a threat to humanity. John found out that King believes that one day the world won't be living in fear and hate. The center begins attacking the United States, starting up close to Florida. It draws heroes such as the Flash, whom Iris found out, by the way. She's like, I know it's Iris talks something coming out of retirement, saying that you can't be a hero, but you can do it. And you have Green Arrow, Adam Strange, challengers of the unknown, and the Black House who clash with the soldiers on base. But Superman's like, stands up and like, stop. We need to fight together. We need to stand together and fight. Put aside our petty differences and fight for America. Fight for our country. Yeah. Whether you're a masked or hero or soldier, doesn't matter. We're gonna fight and save the world. And Superman can always put up a good speech and he'd be a good leader. The conflict is stopped by Superman. I said Superman heads out and he punches some of these creatures, but he gets certainly defeated because it shows like the Sinister's got like this big beam, shoots at Superman, knocks him out, and everybody's upset because I think he's dead. Lois Lane tries to talk on TV about Superman's death, but she turns off and she's starting crying, starts crying. Batman brings, but they figure out how to defeat it, and Batman comes to the aid with Ray Palmer, who is known as the Atom. He's not just known for working with matter reduction, shrinking. The heroes were distracted at the center with the frontal assault. LNA's flight bomb. We're gonna put a bomb into it, destroy it. Batman and Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Yeah. Well, they fight these creatures. She has all these monsters that come out of it. They try to attack the Batwing. The thing is, I like the Batmobile. Like this place takes place in 1953, 1960. Well, Batman was in the 1930s, but the Batmobile, you don't see him drive it, but it's like I think the Batmobile like from the comics, but it doesn't look like a Batmobile. But he's got the Batwing. These creatures try to attack the Batwing. He shocks them to death. And he almost gets bitten on. One almost tries to bite and kill Batman, but Green Arrow comes to his aid. Uh, Al and Ace end up in there trying to get out. Tries to put fear into Al Jordan, but he hears the Guardian speaking to him. He's like, "You can do that, Jordan. The ring chose you." And then you see him become his Green Lantern suit for the first time. And for him, his principal is like, "Well, I'll tell you later. Explain to you later." You know. And to give it a final destroying, Flash has this like jetpack where it's gonna help destroy it. Yeah. But King, by the way, who and John Jones are fighting, King gets attacked by one of the monsters. and it bloods him up. It's gonna kill him before he can eat him and die. He grabs two grenades, pops it out like this, pops it out like this, and ends up in the monster mouse, and it blows up. And John Jones is like, ah, because the friend that because King became like a good friend to him and showed him that humanity can be good. Humanity can be good. And when he lost his friend, John loses it and starts beating the shit out of these dinosaurs. Yeah. Wonder Woman recovers, she fights too. This Flash, by the way, he gets struck by the gravity situation as his role in it. Flash just, runs. But Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter get him out of the water. He covers the entire surface on the foot before leaping into the ocean. The center begins to shrink. It has storyline to destroy the humans along with it. I realize what he must do, so he stops his friend living in the water. He's got like because with the being Green Lantern, he can do anything with the ring. Al had this dream to fly in space, and that's what he does. But he uses his ring, covers it up, grabs the center, takes it into space for the horse. So horse, this is a huge thing that he's fighting against. But will beware my power, Green Lantern's like. Isn't this? I wish they would have added that speech in. That would have been awesome, an epic moment. But still, a cool moment when he picks it up and throws it in the space and destroys the center for good. They all celebrate the victory. Superman is injured but alive. And you have Arthur Aquaman coming up. This one's asking for Lois, and then Lois gives him a hug, and you see them taking a picture, and it's like July of 1960 when you have John Kennedy talking. This was before his death in 1963. Uh, and John F. Kennedy gives a good speech. They did really, the filmmakers here did a real good job respecting the late JFK. But you have cameos like Black Canary, Captain Marvel, well, Kazam, if you will. Plastic Man, Robin, Supergirl, the Teen Titans, Space Shaw Ghul, Black Manta, Brainiac, Cheetah, Darkseid, Doctor Light, Daughter Seven, Gentleman Ghost, Joker, Key, Lex Luthor, who was like watching their victory from LexCorp, Monocle, Mr. Mxyzptlk, Harley Quinn, Riddler, Starfire, Two-Face, and Ultra Humanite, as well as the birth of the world's second generation superhero team, Justice League. Set to title John F. Kennedy's speech is shown just before the film ends, and you just get a nice shot of them being heroes. Like, Fox here, let's see. So it's kind of like a nice shot at the end. So this is the book, but it gives us a nice shot at the end. Really awesome shot, though. I love this old booklet, though, right? I didn't see that this had, even though Dr. Fate's not in the movie, I don't think he even had a cameo. I don't remember. But then that's the end of the movie. They beat the Center, they destroy the Center, and they become the Justice League, and they make humanity for the better. And Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Flash, Green Lantern, and the rest of and Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, I guess you say all of them. They all become the Justice League and defend Earth, protect Earth. They become heroes. They fight for humanity to make humanity better and stuff. And it had a really good story in there. And that's the end of the movie. That was the end of the film after JFK's speech. But it was a really good movie. 75 minutes long. Let me give my final opinion on it. It goes by at a good pace. I'm gonna give my final opinion on this movie. And then okay. But this was a great movie. I love this film. I can't think of any problems. But I will say, let's say more positives. I love the movie. I thought it was good. I liked the story was really good. I like that it's set in 1953 and 1960. That America is a time of this was a time where there was a lot of hate in America, a lot of bad war going on, and a lot of hatred toward each other. And they play on that deeply in here about being American, what it means to be America, fight for your country, fight for good, fight for justice and the truth, justice, and the American way, which Superman stands for. And I like what they do with Green Lantern here. That Al thinks that he has fear though, even though he had to kill a man, an innocent, had no choice. But I like, his team is the top of the stars, and they do a great job with the character, with his origin in here. Flash is good too. Barry's not so jokey though as Wally West is, but he can be funny. Then Martian Manhunter, like how they brought him in here, you know, it's kind of more like you see you focus the film focus on these three, but it's awesome that they team up at the end. Good animation. I love the animation. The 2D animation here is really good. If you don't call it that, the movie has got really good action in it. Like I said, there is violent content, imagines, so it can get you. There is blood in here. People can get killed. It's not it's not a kids movie. I would say it's PG-13, but don't take it lightly. Don't be thinking, oh well, it's not like the Justice League animated series. They do show blood in here, and people can die in that series too. But this one, when we get to the Justice League movie, they do. DC does go have the balls to actually show some blood and gore, and some of their movies are even rated R. Because DC is dark. But this is not a kitty friendly movie, so don't be thinking that while going into it. But you will get a good story if you like the characters, or if you're not a fan of DC, you're still like it. If you love superhero movies, like I do, if you're a fan of superhero films, then I definitely recommend watching this. This is definitely one of the best superhero movies I think ever made, in my opinion. One of the best superhero animated movies. Probably not my favorite Justice League movie, but one of them. It's a good movie. It's, it's a good start for Justice League animated movies. In fact, this is my first time reviewing a DC animated movie on this channel. Now, on my other channel, yeah, I reviewed the Batman and Superman animated movies, including the Batman and Superman movie, because that was World's Finest. That came out in 1997, but this was 2008. So, of course, I want to talk about more DC like Green Lantern. I do have a Green Lantern animated film coming up, Wonder Woman animated film coming up too, 2009, and Superman Batman Public Enemies. So there is more DC animated reviews to come from my channel. But like I said, I enjoyed this. Had a really good story. I love the voice cast. I miss John Hurt, McGill. They're really good actors. It's sad that they're gone now, but the cast in here I thought did great. Good action, really good story. Keith David I thought was a great voice too. A really good voice cast in here. I love the animation. The story is really good. The special effects. The animation is really good. And it's a very short film. It's only 1 hour 15 minutes. It goes by at a good pace. It's really enjoyable. When the humor's there, the humor works. Yeah, it's just a really good story. They make these characters interesting. DC, I'm glad the people that that make these movies, they know what they're doing. They know these characters the best, and they know what they're doing. You know, I'm not saying every DC animated movie is perfect, no, but I think at the time DC was at this time when this movie came out, this is when DC started doing well in the animated movies, and their animation movies were doing well. Live action, not so much. I know you said The Dark Knight, but I think this is better than The Dark Knight. I think this is better than Dark Knight Trilogy, in my opinion. Yes, because like The Dark Knight, it's not over 2 hours long. You know, I love Heath Ledger as the Joker, but this film I think had a better story, good heroes as well, and I like the Batman in here as well. You know, that of course he is a vigilante, but doesn't want to scare kids. He's not a bad guy. He's still a detective. Batman is dark and grim, but at the end of the day, he is a guy that wants to do the right thing. He's just a dark character because he has a disturbing mind because what happened to his parents. But they do a good job with Wonder Woman and Superman here as well, and especially I think Green Lantern is probably my favorite in here. So, but they do a good job with all the characters in here though. It's very entertaining. It's a fun movie to watch. Really good story. A really good fast pace. All right, guys. Well, that was my review of Justice League New Frontier. If you've seen this movie, what do you think of Justice League New Frontier in your opinion? Well, before I get that, my rating for this film, I'm gonna give Justice League New Frontier 5 out of 5 stars, and my rating for the film is 5 out of 5 stars and a thumbs up. Thumbs up for Justice League New Frontier. So, guys, I will put this in the comments. Pay attention in the description box below as always, please. Pay attention because there were spoilers in this review. So if you haven't seen this movie before you click this video, please read the description box below, always. Probably gotta start saying that in my community post because there are spoilers if you haven't seen a movie. I don't want you to spoil the movie for yourself or get mad at me and say, Levi, why do you say everything about the movie? There are spoilers in all my reviews, guys. Just remember that on this channel. I can't help but spoil the movie. And that's why I recommend do not watch the video if you've never seen the movie. I don't want you to spoil it for yourself. If you already know what the heck's going to happen, what's the point of watching this review? You're like, I'm going to say, well, it's more to me. There it goes. That's why I just warned. But anyway, Just League New Frontier, 5 out of 5 stars, my rating for the film. So, guys, tell me what you think of Just League New Frontier. What is your favorite? Who's your favorite character in here? Just League member. My favorite is Green Lantern. So they did real good with him. But, yeah. And also, what is your favorite Justice League animated movie? I'm thinking mine is Justice League Doom. Yeah. But we got more Justice League animated movies. Good. This is definitely one of the best DC films or DC animated films, whatever you want to call it. One of the best in my opinion. So anyway, just tell me what you think about it. Stay tuned because next is a revisit review. I will share my original review on the superhero review playlist here on my channel. But let me get to it. Uh, we are starting now with Marvel. It's a Marvel live action film, and this starts. This is the first MCU film, the first Marvel Cinematic Universe film that came out like 3 months later, right after this movie. And I saw this movie in theaters when it came out. The first Marvel Cinematic Universe. I will be doing a revisit review for the film starring Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow, directed by Jon Favreau, Terrence Howard, and starring Jeff Bridges. That is a revisit review for Iron Man. So, da 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 da. But Iron Man revisit review will be next, so stay tuned for this. Definitely look forward to revisiting it, and I'm watching it on Blu-ray, so awesome. But yep, Iron Man is next. I'll take this cover off when I do a review, but stay tuned for my revisit review for Iron Man. So stay tuned. I am Iron Man. Sorry, I just can't help it. But anyway, guys, tell me what you think of Just Leaving the Frontier down below. Stay tuned for my revisit review for Iron Man. That is coming next. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye. Bye.